So we're going to start off, first I'll introduce both of us. To my right is, to your left is Art Bryan. I'm George Fowler, and as somebody said, just a couple of old geezers playing the tunes here. So that's what we're about, and there should be a list of tunes out there. You should be able to see a tip jar floating around there somewhere, and this is all of Fiddle Hell, and there's going to be a whole live Fiddle Hell event starting in November. Dave Reiner and his family have done a fantastic job of putting together a whole mess of stuff. Dave will post where you can see all of that, and we're going to kick off with a tune here. I think we're going to do Jamie Allen, which is a great, nice little march tune, originally from Northumberland, I think.
And this is the 36th session in the string of Fiddle Hell live jams.
Neat. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, there we are, Jamie Allen, and really glad to be here with you folks. It's really strange. This is like, the political conventions. We're looking at a camera. We assume you're out there somewhere looking at us, and we're happy to have you join us. And let me see what we've got here. Dave's got some set of tunes coming along that people would like to hear. Let's see here. Video is poor. I'm getting freezes every so often. Well, hey, we're in Hancock, New Hampshire, Paul. I'm not sure, but we'll do what we can. Gene, hi Gene, good to see you. Thanks very much. And yeah, the old 28s. Dave Reiner's smile. Yes, we'll do our best, David, as soon as we got everything all figured out. Anybody else sound stopping and going? That may be an upload thing. I don't know. Anyway, put in some requests. We've got the tune list out there, and we'll go ahead and play. How about Father Kelly's? We're playing just. We're going to play some sets later on, and tunes that were popular with both Art and I in playing various Contradance stuff. And we'll do Father Kelly's great Irish tune that's a wonderful Contradance tune as well, well-formed tune. And what key is it in, George?
It's in the key of G.
Very good. Art's going to call out a few things if there's interesting stuff for you. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Kelly's.
Turn off this other computer and see if that helps the bandwidth.
Yeah, we're going to shut down some things here and see if we can make things work. George Fowler here, and that's my wife. Sound fades, comes in, and so on. Image pixelated. I think we're having trouble lifting up the bandwidth here. So we'll keep working on it a bit. See what we can do. David says try refreshing the URL at the top of your browser window for folks out there that are listening. Hi Catherine, good to see you. Yeah, folks are talking about the screen, so that sounds like that might be a great idea to do. Hey Jan, thank you very much. And is Lori off?
I think she's off. I don't. That's a good. Let me
go check. We'll go see to make sure that folks aren't downstreaming a movie or something. Hey Gene, thanks to see you. Yeah. Yeah, great to be in one place at a time. I'm on a phone. I'm not using any bandwidth. I'm right direct to a cell tower here. I'm using not me I'm not interfering with any server here, so that's not the problem.
No, I took off the other computer.
Yeah,
which
and
was.
we've turned off the other computer, so we'll see how things are working here.
Let's try another set.
Yeah, we will.
Another tune.
And Pat says I'm not quite enough in the picture.
All right.
All right. See if you don't need to see me in the picture anyway. We're going to do a set here. This was a set from one of the Montville Project albums, and great Canadian tune, Crooked Stovepipe. And from that, we're going to jump into Red Haired, of course, a tune from both Scotland, Ireland, as well as all over the United States, down into Appalachia, and all sorts of things. And we've got Crooked Stovepipe in G, and Red Haired Boy is kind of a mixolydian tune, right?
Yeah, in
A,
yeah.
right. Any weird chords that people need to know about?
Well, not weird, but in typical mixolydian fashion, once you get into Red-Haired Boy, there'll be an A to G major change. That's the big pull in the tune.
Okay. So off we go with Crooked Stovepipe, great Canadian tune, and then Third Boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more. Crooked Stovepipe and Red-Haired Boy. Let me check to see what's going on here. Good to have you drop in, Paul. Yeah, interruptions driving you crazy, and I'm sorry about that. It's just, yep, what's going on? Too bad. So, yeah, looks like we're having some trouble putting it out for some folks. we'll keep doing what we can do, and yeah, it's kind of slow. We apologize for that. We're limited with what we have. We're in rural New Hampshire, and hoping we can get a good feed for you. But
this part of the country up here it's pretty poor gardening area, and you got to go out and put fertilizer around the phone poles where you can speak over the wires, and so it's kind of slow for the modern technology.
You're right for that. We're going to do Petronella, and which is, of course, traditionally a Scottish Contradance tune, and a great Petronella dance that lots of contradancers have used for years and years. And then a tune that has no real relationship to Petronella, except it has the same tune, called Green Mountain Petronella. We were talking about that tune earlier, that apparently Rodney Miller picked up that tune from somebody and sort of dropped it into the Contradance here in New Hampshire, and it became popular from there. Really, as I was mentioning to Art, probably a real New England tune. Don't know anywhere else where it's come from or any of that sort of thing. So, tunes for you now: Petronella and Green Mountain Petronella.
And Petronella is in D, and Green Mountain Petronella is in G.
Okay.
So, let her rip.
3, 4. Contradance here. See if how we're getting along. I'm on my phone, still bad. On the phone, wonderful music. Not as bad. Hiccups, and so forth. Hiccups will stay as long. Joining your phone works better sometimes. Idea. Hey, Carolyn, Central Florida. Thanks for checking in. That's great. Thank you very much. Playing, if the interruptions continue. One of the good things is that we will be recording this, and Dave will put it out online so you can see it later. It will be less than the live feed. The other thing is it will be on YouTube in a few days, and that's a great point to go back and check it out then. If you like the tunes and you want to learn something that you don't know, you can always YouTube, and that works as well too. There is a tip jar. We're happy for a few tips. We've got gas bills, string bills, guitar string bills. The dog needs to eat now and then.
Indeed.
You know, a few things. We're always welcome to have your contributions, and a good part of that, nice part of it, goes also to Fiddle Hell for scholarship. So all sorts of great ways you can help, and we're glad that you're checking in on things. Let's see here. Yep, skipping's still happening, and I'm awful sorry about that. Folks say it's better on the phone, but we'll do what we do. Here we are. As Art says, you got to fertilize the phone lines around here to even get a communication. We've got what we've got, and any apologies, but we'll know that it's recorded and it'll be out there later for you. And thanks to the Ranner family, especially Dave, for keeping things going on the outside. How about Blackberry Quadrille?
All right.
Art?
Now, this is an interesting old tune, probably Canadian, but back in the 1940s, when there was a lot of square dancing coming along and contradancing, this was the only tune that had been recorded on a 78 RPM record, a square dance tune that didn't have calls overlaid over the tune. All of the callers used the record of this tune, Blackberry Quadrille, to practice their calling to, and they also used it at their dances. They would play the record and they would call over it, instead of having a live band, which of course we don't approve of, but that's another matter altogether. Live music is what it's about.
Right. So anyway, and this is Dudley Loftman played this and put it on his recent record.
Yes, this was on the Canterbury, Dudley Loftman Canterbury Orchestra Welcome Here Again CD that came out a couple of years ago, and it's a great tune, and he says he used it to practice calling back when he was first starting too, in the 1940s.
Neat. All right, so we'll Blackberry Quadrille, and it's a jig.
It's in D, it's a jig, right?
1, 2, 3, 4. gonna have to tune up here in just a second, Art. Let's see what we've got for some. Hi, yes, thanks. Yeah, we'll read on it again, and it'll probably be a little better for you. Sorry that we're, it's just our apologies. It's just what we've got. Yeah, and a great comment, Holly, that we now know kids in rural Maine and rural New Hampshire and actually rural all over the country get to deal with when they're trying to study school from afar and tune in for videos and so on. Our bandwidth in places are not great. Dave Reiner mentions if you're listening on your phone, it does pretty well. Part of it is playing in the evening. We did sound checks this afternoon, and there weren't quite so many kids on the line playing video games and downloading movies and all that sort of thing, which all takes away from the bandwidth. So we're doing what we can.
It's just a party line.
Right. Anyway, it's what it is, and we apologize, but we can't do much about it.
No, the maximum upload speed here is 3 megabytes. So, and that's
on a good day.
On a good day when there aren't any thunderstorms in the offing, and
the kids aren't playing,
Star Wars
online, or whatever online. So we're gonna switch to play a couple of tunes at F. And so Art's gonna get out the old capo here, and these are two super traditional New England tunes. Hull's Victory and Batchelder's Reel. And the interesting thing, we all know is Batchelder's Reel, but if you went out and looked at Cole's or in Ryan's collection, this is a tune that was certainly popular by Civil War times when Ryan's was put out, and it was known then as the Horton Pipe. Same tune.
I've got a problem here with part of my capo fell off. And I'm trying to find it in my pocket. I just found it.
That's what you have for deep pockets, Art.
Well, that's about all I've got in my deep pockets. Except the jackknife and the capo. But I've got to screw this little knob back in.
Okay, and I'm going to take a moment and just make sure I'm in tune here.
Don't get fancy on me now. His eyes are maybe in mine.
Well, maybe yes, maybe no. You never know.
All right, thank you. What I'm going to do here to play in the key of F, for a lot of reasons, but I'm basically going to cheat, and I'm going to put the capo on the guitar up to the 3rd fret, and then play out of a D position, and that is F. When you do that. But I only have 2 fingers on my left hand, and anything I can do to get any advantage, I do.
Isn't it wonderful to play the fiddle, folks? We don't have these problems at all. We just play the tunes.
Well, I just play the fiddle left-handed.
Let me give me something here. I don't know, an A or
Oh, that's an F. Hey, here. Oh, well, that's sharp as the capo.
A lot of work to get an F tune out of these things. Close enough. All right. So we've got Hull's Victory and
War of 1812
and Batchelder. And these were both on the albums. I think it was the 2nd volume. But anyway, if you like a bunch of New England tunes, and I think there's a little listing on the website, and if there's more than 100 tunes out there of these New England tunes that you can enjoy. You ready, Maestro?
As well as I'm likely to be, yes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's F. We've done it. Great tunes in F. Hull's Victory, and certainly if we think about it, that's from the War of 1812, so the tune was well noted by then, a couple hundred years ago. And Batchelder's or the Atlanta Hornpipe. Let me check out and see what some of the comments are. Hope some folks are sticking around. Holly, I'm sorry about all that. It's the way it goes. Hi, Bonnie. Thanks. Yeah, and we'll hope that things are going to get a little better. Some parts are off air, which is too bad. Yep, apologies all around. Aluminum foil around the rabbit ears. Very good, Chris, and that's what we need. And anyway, if you will, give us a little compassion, and there is a tip jar out there. We worked hard to put this together, and we apologize for the the internet problems, but it's beyond our control. I can't do about it, but we will. There's going to be a recording of it. I mean, it'll all be internalized, and we hope it'll be better when it comes out on a recording, and it'll be on YouTube as well. So we'll go ahead, get some tunes going, and see what we can do about it.
We need to get another bag of fertilizer to put around the camera.
Yeah. Gonna do, one of the things you would do, and take out of that. One of the things that, of course, would be part of a New England dance these days would be couples dances. One would be a schottisch. And for most New England contra dances, schottisches tend to be take a hornpipe at sort of a tempo and play that for a schottish rhythm. And so we'll play one of what I would say is the standard schottish hornpipe in New England, and that would be the Boys of Blue Hill. So we'll play that for you in D, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, it's also known as the Bows of Oak Hill.
Right.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. Boys of Blue Hill.
It's interesting that you take that melody and you take it down south in the southern Appalachian Mountains, and they straightened it out and play it as essentially as a reel or an square dance tune, and they call it Twin Sisters. But it's the same fundamental melody.
Okay, thanks, Dan. Appreciate the compassion. We need all we can get.
Yeah.
So we'll slog away at it and hope that we can keep going on it. We apologies all around. It's just it's what it is. So we it started out great this afternoon. Bandwidth has dropped down tonight, and we have what we have. So let's see here. Deedly. How about a set, Art?
Okay.
Let's do Coleraine and Haste to the Wedding. A couple
right.
of nice tunes. So A minor and D. Yeah.
Yeah, and these are both 6/8 jigs, the way we're playing them. And after I had first learned the wedding as a standard 6/8 jig, I heard a wonderful fiddler, now long gone, Bob Beers, play it as a slow march, and it works perfectly, and it was almost a wedding march kind of thing. Da ya da 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 ya da 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 da. And he made it sing. But we're going to play it as a jig.
Here they are for jig. Coleraine and Haste to the Wedding. think? Working all right? She likes the music.
She does. And that little tricky thing in the last part of Haste of the Wedding, there's a hand clapping part in the dance to that tune, and it goes from G to B minor to G, D to B minor to G major, back to D, B minor, G major, D, A, D.
So, and thanks very much. Thanks, Esther. Appreciate your comments and your help and your work and the tips that come in. We appreciate it, and David certainly does. And hope we can provide a nice rerun for you here that doesn't have quite so much burps and hiccups in it. Thanks, David, for the comment on the jigs. And we'll keep slogging away at it, see what we can do. I have no idea on the time, but let's see what I can find out here. 8:52. Okay. So, back to Facebook. Here. Why don't we go down south? We haven't done any. Interesting to me that a lot of tunes from the Appalachian, particularly from West Virginia, North Carolina, Kentucky, and so on, have made their way into the New England dance repertoire, and kind of curious in a way. And we have to thank Alan Jabor for spending some time when he was doing field work, discovering a fiddle player from Glenlyn, West Virginia, Henry Reed, who had this incredible store of tunes, many of which had never been heard before, and they became part of Fuzzy Mountain String Band, and Highwoods played them. And,
I'm trying to remember the name of Alan's band.
I can't remember it right now. Anyway, these tunes came along, and some tunes that we think that have been here forever in our own tradition, really quite remarkably recent, meaning by the early 70s. So we're going to play Kitchen Girl, and what Henry called Frosty Morning, we usually call Frosty Morning, both kind of A-modal tunes. And then we're going to take a complete switch and head on to Canada, and we're going to play a Métis tune from Andy DeJarley, at least associated with the Métis indigenous people of Western Canada, and one called Whiskey Before Breakfast. So the first two A-modal.
Right, and it's interesting that the first two tunes have a sort of a mirror image of each other. The first tune, Kitchen, starts in A major, and the second part is in A minor. In Cold Frosty Morning, starts in A minor, and the second part goes to A major. So, just a little tweak on that.
Yeah, it's a guitar player likes that kind of stuff, doesn't it?
Well, it helps. It helps to know.
Bandwidth isn't great on my fiddle tonight either. Oh well.
No, well, and we're starting to get some lightning outside, so we'll see.
Okay, let's see if we can hang in there. So here we are, Kitchen Girl, and a Cold Frosty Morning or Frosty Morning, and off to Whiskey Before Breakfast. Great idea, probably a bad habit. Anyway, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. there they are, from all over the planet. Kitchen Girl, Cold Frosty Morning, and Whiskey Before Breakfast.
Yeah. Another tune that was collected by Alan Jabbour from Henry Reed that becomes so common that everyone just thinks it's been around forever is Over the Waterfall. But that wasn't was recorded by Alan and his band in 1964.
And the one we always play too.
Oh yeah. And that's interesting. That's with Lady of the Lake.
Lady of the Lake.
But it's one of two tunes called Lady of the Lake that he collected
from Henry.
From Henry Reed, right. One in G and one in D. And totally different tunes.
Well, boy, it is banging around out there, isn't it?
And there's a third one in A modal from Norman Edmonds. Totally different tune.
How about a waltz?
Why not?
Cabri.
Cabri.
So here's a waltz from Canada. We recorded it on the first album, I think. I can't remember now. But anyway, we recorded it with the Montville Project. And a fun waltz to play. And a nice waltz to learn if you don't know it. It's also in Matheson's waltz book, the first volume, and a lot of fun to play. Give me an A on that creature, will you?
This is in the key of G. Very straightforward, but great tune.
And a lot of fun to play. Fiddle players, a lot of places to find for double stops in here. I'll drop a few of them in, but it's a great tune to practice. It could be a contest tune. There's a lot of sweet stuff going on in it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1. Fun to is.
I can imagine sitting in a rocking chair holding my 1-week-old grandson and rocking him to that tune. I think he would like that.
So David mentioned Fiddle Hell coming up, and we'll see if we can't find ourselves a better bandwidth for Fiddle Hell Live than we're working on right now. But we're going to be there. I think it's on Thursdays, and we'll be doing a concert, and we'll be working, I think, on a workshop on some tunes, and we'll also be playing for a jam. So it'll be great to be part of. My Lord, I don't know how many Dave's got lined up for those 4 days, but some incredible musicians that are coming to Fiddle Hell virtual this year, and we're sorry not, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and the Reiner family is putting together a top-notch program, and we hope you'll all be there to join in. One of the things tonight, the tip jar, helps for some scholarship funding, so folks that, there's a lot of folks that are hurting these days, but we still want to make some music, and so there are some scholarship monies that will be available. It's all out there online. Dave's been putting some stuff up. Be sure to join us and a whole mess of other folks for Virtual Fiddle Hell 2020 edition. And technology platform, yes, thank you, David. Let's see here. What do we got that we could play that we have? Well, how about Seneca Square Dance?
Okay.
Here's another tune that kind of has been around for a long time. Into the Contradance repertoire from Ry Cooper's work with, I think it's the Long Riders. It was a theme that was from a movie and for some reason got adopted for things. Allie Bain made it quite popular. I think Allie Bain called it Waiting for the Federals. Most people know it as, quote, Seneca Square Dance. Some folks think it came from down in the Seneca region of the Missouri, in the Ozark area. Anyway, it's a great tune, been around for, I don't know, 150, 170 years, and
has an interesting chord change. Well, several of them, but the first phrase, it starts on G, and then quickly goes to E minor, and even more quickly to C major from the E minor. And the way that chord change makes the tune, as far as I'm but I'm just, a rhythm
you're just
player.
a guitar player.
I'm just a guitar player. And I live here in my shoe.
So this is Seneca Square Dance, a wonderful tune and a lot of fun to play, or Waiting for the Federals, or Higher Up the Trees Monkey, Higher Up the Monkey Climbs.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. fiddles. Ah.
If you sing waiting for the fiddles, it kind of fits along with the second part of the tune.
Dave, thank you very much for keeping things alive. Chat link, we appreciate it. We're playing to a camera and a wall, so it's sort of hard to build the enthusiasm. We can hear the applause, we can see the instruments, but we really can't. So thanks very much for your comments. We again apologize for the limitations of the technology out here in the boondocks, but it is what it is, and we hope we'll be able to edit some of this up for you and get it out on YouTube or get it as a recording. We'll do what we can with it. We got a few more tunes here for you. We don't play many tunes in F, and we played a couple there, and we don't ever get to play many tunes in E. So fiddle players, now is a chance to play in 4 sharps. And this is a tune I've always enjoyed called Calliope House, and it's from Dave Richardson, who brought it to the Boys of the Lock, and became very popular in the mid to late 80s for a contradance. I don't hear it much anymore these days. It gets played in D, but it was written in E. It's a bright way to wind up a contradance in that key, and so that's what we're going to do.
Right, and Calliope House is a real place.
Yep, down in Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's a folk music cooperative, and people live there. Called Calliope House. And let me get my E's in.
Yeah, get your E's together. Hey, Michael from Southwest Louisiana. I know technical difficulties, but we appreciate you being here. Hope you're going to be safe. Got some bad weather coming your way, so batten down. But play some tunes with us, and thanks for checking in. We appreciate it. Okay, nice jig in the key of E. Calliope House. Don't get a chance to play in that key very often, and it's fun to do. A little rain coming down.
George, if you have your keys, I'll close your window.
That would be wonderful, and I haven't a clue where they are, Laura. They may be in my bag there in one of the small pots.
Okay.
Probably dropped them in there. Thanks very much. Art's dear wife reminds me that my windows are open and it's raining. What the heck? You found, bless you. So let's see here. We got time for a couple more. Blue Hill, Blackberry, other Kelly we played. Moon and Seven Stars.
Okay.
Nice little, actually an English tune, I think, at one point, but it's definitely fallen into the Contradance mode. Called Moon and Seven Stars. That would be the moon. Seven stars, probably the Pleiades, but there's also all sorts of different theories about what that. Maybe it's the seven dwarfs. I don't know. But anyway. If you were a Walt Disney movie, it would be.
It's a jig in D, 6/8 jig in D.
now that I've talked about all that, I've forgotten the tune. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lovely, Maestro. The Moon and Seven Stars.
I think there's more than one pub named with that name.
Thank you, Jan. Thanks for the thumbs up. Appreciate you being there. Yeah, I'm sure there's more than one pub called that. There's the Plow and the Stars. I know that one. 9:17. I'll play one more set of tunes. Waltz, and I think we probably can call it pretty good.
Yeah, or maybe two.
Well, hang in there.
Whatever.
Maybe a couple sets here.
Maybe
Let's
a couple
see
of sets. What do we
Let's
have?
see what we have. Did we play White Cockade yet? I don't
No,
think
we have
did.
not.
Well, we should do this tune. This is probably the oldest tune in the sets that we put together. A Scottish measure, actually, when it was first put out there, appeared in Playford in 1680 something. So you people do the math on it. Probably even older than that, but definitely a 17th century tune. There's words that have been given to it, or dances that have been put to it, and it was certainly used for contradancing in the early years. I'm sure that's probably a revolutionary tune.
It was a revolutionary fife tune.
Yeah. So it's called the White Cockade, which was the little feather that would be on the top of your hat. The White Cockade, and it was a certain regiment that had that as their mark. I can't remember.
Right, and it probably, I don't even want to go back into Scottish military history, but
Please.
But there were the people who the Red Rose and the White Rose, and the White Cockade probably went with the White Rose.
I think you're right there.
And now, which is which? It's always been a shortcoming of mine trying to remember.
So it's a real, could be a marchy kind of thing. Anyway, it's a great little tune. The White Cockade in G.
G.
1, 2, 3. White Cockade. Oop. Wake up my phone here. There I am. Replays available tomorrow. Yep. I think we'll close her out. Dave, thanks for people tuning in. Our apologies if you've been having some trouble with it. We'll try and get the glitches cleaned up a little bit, work with it, and make sure that we've got some tunes out there for you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that a lot. And so we're going to play a last waltz. A waltz that's really been a favorite for Art and I for the last several years. I came across it. This was recorded in 1928 by fiddling Bob Larkin, who was a Missouri, Arkansas fiddle player, played on a lot of radio shows and so on, recorded for Vocalion and, or Vocalion, however it's pronounced, Vocalion. Did about 10 records, about 20 sides for him, and this was one of the ones he did. A beautiful waltz called the Saturday Night Waltz, which is sort of a ubiquitous generic term for waltzes. A bunch of them out there, but this one is really just a tearjerker. It's a beautiful tune, and so we'll go out with that one. Nice waltz in G. And see, let me make sure that we're really sweet in tune here, Art. Let me hear that E. Okay, thank you all very much. If you have a chance to drop a few pennies in the tip jar, we'd appreciate it, and I know that Fiddle Hell would appreciate it. A good piece of that goes to them. We hope we'll see you all at Fiddle Hell come November for a great virtual Fiddle Hell. And thanks, Dave Reiner, very much for monitoring things. Art, thank you.
Hey, thank you.
And thanks for the dinner. That was great.
Great dinner. Well,
the drive down.
maybe I'll have to move half a mile down the road to where the high-speed internet terminates.
Plug in down there. Sounds good.
The phone pole.
Yeah. Anyway, it's what it is, and thanks, folks, for sticking with us. And check back in, and there's more great music coming. Just stay tuned to Dave Reiner's channel. All sorts of neat stuff out there. Every once in a while, I'll dip into some of the YouTube videos that are posted out on the Fiddle Hell YouTube site. There's some great stuff out there to play along with and enjoy. So until the next time, be well, and we'll. Waltz. Ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Very nice. Saturday Night Waltz, thanks very much for tuning in.